Hello everybody, welcome back. We are here with another new implant. This one is the basic implant from the login rewards for having Omega. So if you come right here to the login rewards, you'll see that on day 7, we were given a basic implant. This one allows us to get the tactical defense implant. What that will do for us is that it will enhance our shield and armor strength, our shield boost and armor repair amount, our capacitor warfare resistance, and our weapon disruption resistance. Passively. So, with that, this is going to allow us to do level 8 Dormant Realms once it's fully upgraded and we move into the Cobra. Hello, Jenner. Good to see you today. So that is our big upgrade for today. I'm really excited about it. All 3 of the characters have gone for the aerospace implant on the paid pass for the event pass this time around. So we got that purple implant last time, which we used for the aerospace implant. Give me a minute while I stack everything up and... oh my. Lots of stuff. Alright, so this is the one we care about. This is our opt box. And we want the tactical defense basic. So the reason we didn't go for tactical defense on the purple implant is because it did not offer this as an option. So if you have Omega, I highly recommend that you use that to get this free implant. If you've been following the Alpha to Omega playlist and doing what I've been doing, it should be no problem and you should already have Omega in your account and ready to go. The Tactical Defense implant is different from other implants in that it is a passive implant, meaning it can sit alongside your main implant, which would be something like the aerospace implant or the warhead charge implant or kinetic burst, thermal regulation, or thermal circulation, I should say. It is just a nice bonus on top of what your main implant is doing. So we're going to upgrade this about as much as we possibly can, because it is going to be highly invaluable to us. Especially later on. Yeah, I'm pretty much ready for the next Echoes event as well. I'm not too fussed with this anniversary. I was really hoping for a different ship or whatever. But it's okay. It is not a problem. Alright, so our upgrade choices here. We can take some energy weapon damage resistance, and we can reduce our capacitor recharge time. We can also get better inertia, meaning we can warp faster, and we have a 5% chance to avoid projectile weapons. That's something to think about. I think having the recharge time is just going to end up helping us in Dormant Realm a little bit more Because combining the effects of the capacitor warfare resistance on top of the capacitor recharge time adjustment means we're gonna have a lot less problems with capacitor overall. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Let's see, our current stats. It doesn't seem to have updated the stats itself. There we go. I saw the updated stat there. Okay, so we're currently going to have 12% extra shield, 12% extra armor, 6.3% extra shield boost, 6.3% extra armor repair, 12.6 capacitor warfare resistance. That's really good. Along with that shield amount bonus is super awesome. And then you get the 12.6% weapon disruption resistance. That is super good for us. We are also getting a passive buff from our implants that we have leveled up. So you'll see we have, down in the bottom left, we are also getting a passive 2.4% extra shield and armor. And that is from just having these implants and leveling them. So I am very happy with that. Alright. Let's have a look at our tank now. See what we're working with. Alright, sitting without the resistance active, we're getting 201,000. I think beforehand that was somewhere around like 195, 196. That's a nice bonus there. I really think it would be a good idea for me to put a lot more into the tactical defense implant right now to try and get these rattlesnakes to run Tech 8, or the level 8. But I just don't know if they are quite capable. I could always swap out a damage for either a shield extender or maybe even a shield booster or a... Let's see, what else would we go for? Maybe a capacitor battery for 25% extra capacitor warfare resistance. Speaking of that, we have now gone through and activated our faction warfare bonus. So, because of this, we should have one level of the faction warfare bonus here. So you'll see each time your faction rank increases, I'll get one level of these stats. So we're getting an extra 1.5%. Yes, Barista. I have definitely gone barista on these characters as well. I would like to at least have like 3 levels here. That 3% EHP is really awesome for me, especially as a passive tank. And I just kind of want to undock here and see our current live stats with everything active. I don't really care so much about showing off the DPS, but I do want to see the active tank with these new bonuses for us. Alright, we're sitting above 500,000 now as our EHP. We are not integrated for defense. We do still need to get the new defense rig system. That would be very valuable to me. I wonder if we could afford one. Because it might be a good idea for me to invest in one of those. If I could get my hands on one. And give a lot of bonuses for what it is. An extra 18% shield, extra 3% inertia, getting another 9,600 shield on top of that 18%. 2.5% shield resistance on top of what we already have. Extra 2.5% drone damage, EHP, missile damage. It's a really good bonus. It's going to cost you quite a lot. As you can see, there's none on the market right now. And there's a couple of buy orders for about 5 billion ISK. So it's something we need to look into. Especially for the Cobra. When we get the Cobra, that is a must-have module for us.
Docking request accepted.
Alright, now with that being said, Jenner, would you like to join in for a couple of runs? Or at least one run to see what kind of leaderboard we can get? Yeah, no problem. I'll give you a minute. Our characters, as of right now, one character has 4 billion ISK. One character has 3.5 billion ISK. And the last character has 3.3 billion ISK. I think you need to leave your fleet. Alright, that should do it. I may also want to do just some laboratory missions or something if I can pull them up with my Tech 10 Day 1 character later today. See what these things can do in a lab. I have already done one run by myself this week, and it came out to about 14 minutes. I think that still puts me pretty high up on the leaderboard for level 7. But it's nowhere near what I could do with Jinner, who also has a Yeah, wow. So we've got, let's see, interesting. That's gotta be a bunch of, DPS right there. Alright, let's see if we can make it to the top of level 7. Yep, time to beat is 9 minutes and 10 seconds. That's pretty hard to do. We normally run like a 10, don't we?
Undocking.
We're under attack. We're being warp scrambled.
Alright. Next wave should be Jitter. Since you are a lot faster, it might be a good idea for me to just start heading toward the next tower. Especially since you can just nuke everything. And you can just sit here and catch up. Doesn't really matter anyway, we're still too slow for me. Skills I still need to work on are Battleship Command, Micro Warp Drive, Operation, Expert Drone skills, things like that. It's not too bad though.
We're under attack.
So it took us... I think we normally run like an 8-minute or 8.5 minute.
We're under attack. We're under attack.
Alright, let's start rushing toward that next wave, I guess. I've got about 20 seconds on my nanocore. Three, two, one.
We're under attack. We're under attack. We're under attack.
Alright, this should clear out this wave pretty easily. Alright, the jitter should be up and running.
We're under attack.
Shouldn't matter at this point. Alright, that should finish it. That was pretty good.
Docking request accepted.
803. Yeah, I think we beat the 910. Yeah, I definitely think we beat 910. Good job. I don't really think we can get much faster than that, just because of my limitations on mobility. Like, we would be pretty lucky to try to get like a 759. Give me just a minute while we wait on our nanocores to come off cooldown a little bit. Hey, Snoopy, how you doing today? Oh no, that poor cat. That's okay, on the rattlesnake, he gets poked in the back of the head. Ooh boy, alright, let's go for another run. Not imprisoned in silence. Ooh! You got a new record run? $14.16 for 110. Is that, with your team? Nice.
Undocking.
I really wish I had kept or gotten the Marshall Nanocore.
We're being warp scrambled. We're being warp scrambled.
We may be able to do that. I don't know, we'll see what happens if it shows up or not. If not, I don't mind waiting for the next week. If you, want to get yourself set up with fuel and all that as well. Okay. Well, that's alright. But yeah, if we want to wait till... Maybe we can do, like... DR3 with you? See what we can push out of DR3? Actually, I need to start headed that way.
We're under attack.
I pretty much need to start. Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, it'd be really good if we could get, like, a high leaderboard on 310. Maybe later on that week. I guess next week, right? Okay, I kinda need to nuke this one. Hey, Azum, good to see you today. How you doing? Nice. Yeah, we should definitely try 110. But I need to have the Cobra first. It's a little too dangerous with the rattlesnakes. Two marshals, Cobra, and my Raven. Yeah. I mean, I don't really trust the Raven Navy, because it has the same EHP as the rattlesnakes. I don't have it set up yet for, like, full tank.
We're under attack.
I'm using the standard aerospace and the basic tactical defense.
We're under attack.
Alright, let's clear this out. I already notice a difference in the amount of capacitors that's being chewed upon between the skill that I had and the new tactical defense implant that we've just gotten. It means my capacitor isn't being hammered nearly as bad. Yeah, it'd be nice if we just had 4 marshals with the Star Melody. I really want that. Yeah, it's gonna take us a minute.
We're under attack.
Let me go ahead and turn up the healing.
We're under attack.
It ended up working out. We're really pushing this really hard for time. Come on. Yeah, I think we're gonna get that same, like, 803. 806. 807, 808,
Docking
809.
request accepted.
Yeah, it would take pretty well a miracle to try to get us. I think I know how to do it. If we want to get sub 8, as soon as I nuke the first wave, I need to start getting my characters to the second tower. Cut out that travel time, and that should get us below 8 minutes. I gotta wait for the nanoforce to come off cooldown. Yeah, kinetic burst is not for brawling. Yeah, you could, but it is faster if we all stay in the same tower. You're fast enough that you can get to tower, 3 really quickly compared to what I can. So we're not losing that much time there. But if you wanted to, like, head there before I finish wave 2, like you've been doing, that does well. It's it's pretty reasonable for the 2 rattles to do wave 2 solo. It's just really slow to clear out the ones that live. There's always those couple that live right at the last minute, and you've still got to clear them out, and having the 3 rattles is just gonna be faster. And either way, the first Rattlesnakes Star Melody is not gonna be off cooldown if I send it all the way to Tower 3. Yeah, no problem. Let's go ahead and get in here. Yeah, I don't need to kill everyone, just everything within 10 kilometers of the tower. But everyone within 10 kilometers of the tower will still take 30 or 40 seconds for 2 rattlesnakes to try to clear by its own. Probably longer than that, like a minute and a half. If these were marshals, we'd be talking a whole different ballgame.
We're under attack.
Yeah, I hope I can get my hands on a Marshall Storm Melody on my main accounts. That would be super insane. Alright, since you're gonna clear wave 2, I'm gonna start heading to Tower 2. You stay here, Jinner, and clear the wave. And you can catch up to Tower 3. Tower 2 or Tower 3, whatever it is. Just make sure you actually complete the ring. Can't go too crazy with it. I'm probably right about where I need to be. I'm on Tower 2. Ooh, perfectly timed. Talk about perfect timing. That was perfect. I don't think you can get more perfect than that. That was sick. Yep, start heading to Tower 3. Or Tower 5, whatever. 40 kilometers, I believe. Yeah, 40 kilometers between each tower. And then it's another 40 kilometers between Tower 2 and Tower 4. Tower 2 and Tower 5. Did I say Tower 4? Alright. Headed to Tower 5. I've got 70 seconds. $50 seconds. This would be really nice if this was sub 8. It should be.
We're under attack.
30 seconds.
We're under attack.
10. Four. Active.
We're under attack. We're under attack.
Okay. Jitter should be able to nuke the next wave as soon as it's active. Should take about 15 seconds for the next wave to spawn. Alright. Should be coming in here in just a minute.
We're under
There
attack.
it is.
We're under attack.
Hey, Evan. How you doing today? Good to see ya. Alright, now, we still didn't get that sub 7. Or sub 8.
Docking request accepted.
Damn, even with all that extra work, we still didn't clear it. Yeah, I really do feel like it's the Star Melody cooldown and the damage. Because if we were running 4 marshals, we probably could clear this at like, man, like 6 minutes or so? 7, maybe? Yeah, sentry drones don't work here. I think we figured that out early on, that it's a bad idea. If we switch to a different tower, all it'll do is extend our travel time. Does anybody want to join in, get their first completion nanocore? Or implant, sorry. Yeah, less enemies. But that doesn't seem to be a problem. It really is just down to the mobility of my ships. Because I'm not getting to Tower 2 quick enough, even if I start early. I think we might have gotten tangled up in the tower as well, which slowed us down. Not really sure. Anyways, if anyone wants to join, I do have a spot open, and I'm going to be doing 3 more runs.
Undocking.
Now you'll see what I do for my 3 characters. I don't mind being slower when it's just me. It makes sure that my nanocores are always off cooldown. It's all good.
We're being warp scrambled.
The reason this is
We're under
quite a
attack.
bit slower for me is because I actually do have to fight one wave every time I run solo. But otherwise, I can nuke every other wave that shows up. You get to enjoy the funny cat as he runs around on the top of my ship.
We're under attack.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at some of the fits that we were talking about earlier today. I just thought it would be funny. Like, if we could make it so chameleons could run 1-6, or like Gilas could run 1-6 with that new cat nanocore and all the tank, that could be really awesome.
We're under attack. We're under attack. We're under attack.
I probably should have just left them locked. Okay, we're gonna nuke this wave.
We're under attack. We're under attack. We're under attack.
Yeah, it just didn't quite clear out everything.
We're under attack. We're under attack. We're under attack.
Yeah, let's start heading to Tower 5 now. We're not gonna worry about the one guy that's way out there. He's not really harassing us all that bad. We're already pretty well resistant to his neutralizers and Nosferatu's, so it's fine. Which he doesn't actually have on us right now, oddly enough. Okay, now he's locking on.
We're under attack.
Yeah, there's no need for you to have a Fortizar. Not to mention, it doesn't seem like they have an ability to actually protect it other than you. Yep, I can definitely say the capacitor is handling a little bit better.
We're under attack.
Yeah,
We're
the
under
10 will
attack.
definitely be different. But I do have some ways that I want to try to handle that. Such as having a cap battery for the extra newt resistance and not Nosferatu resistance. But that'll be
We're
on
under
the
attack.
that'll only be on the Cobra. I am not doing 8 and up with the rattlesnakes. I think it's just way too dangerous for these rattlesnakes to go to 8 and up without integrations and all that.
Docking request accepted.
Especially when I don't have a backup vehicle. It could be very annoying. Let me see. The Cobra has like half, or has double the capacitor and shield compared to the rattlesnake, if I remember correctly. It's also like double the price. Yes, thank you, Azum. Thank you for joining. Let's see here. Attributes. Here we are. So, basically, I get 50% more shield. 25, no, 5% extra resistance from our skills. Actually, the capacitor is pretty similar. This has 11,000 gigajoules, whereas the rattlesnake has 10,768. I wonder if it would be better, instead of running just CCC rigs, we do like a 3P integration for semiconductor CCC and targeting speed on the Cobra. since it's gonna be our main battleship for the rest of these characters' lives, or at least for the series, and then any other carries that they do, it would be really good to do an integration on the engineering stuff, get a little bit better capacitor, better recharge, better lock time. I think that would be really good for the Cobra. And then on the combat rigs, we can pretty much do... I would probably just go full tank. Go with, like, the cheapest 4P integrations I can get my hands on. And go, EM thermal kinetic. And then, like, a shield amount, so we have that better shield recharge off of that amount of health. They're Dormant Realm ships anyway. Yeah. I think the targeting speed is really what suffers on the Rattlesnake. It's very good in a lot of other situations, but that targeting speed could seriously be better. And it would really... I think it would be much better to have, like, an integration with all three, if you could afford it. But if you don't need it, then you could probably go with the targeting. Or maybe you do like a two-piece semiconductor and targeting speed, since you don't really need the recharge time. I don't know. It's just something to think about, and we'll have to play around on Suite and see what we would like. Yeah, other than the extender and the DCU, there's not really that much that needs capacitor, but you need capacitor in order to keep that tank running in that last tower. I'm honestly wondering if you would be a lot better off swapping that shield extender for a capacitor battery and getting that extra resistance rather than trying to do something with your engineering rigs. I don't know if you feel like you need that shield extender. It kind of acts like a miniature damage control, which is nice. So you're saying you definitely need it for the passive tank. Okay. Yeah, more shield, more regeneration, that's true. That is true. Have you considered getting, what is that one shield recharge, general unit? What is it, advanced general unit? Not that one. Where is it? I think it's under advanced. I just don't see it. Ah, reactive, thank you. Yeah. Have you considered getting this? Because I have one on my main character, and it is awesome. It's expensive, but it is seriously awesome. Okay. Yeah, I have a level 4. This is what I have. You could also run the ship shield strength. Yeah. And get that HP back. God, 175 billion? My goodness. I think that's really good. So you gain 3% shield and 9% faster shield recharge with level 3. That would be really nice. It's something to think about for the future with the Cobra. What are we at? 2 more runs left? 1 more run left. Okay, cool. I didn't realize I only had one run left. Yeah, I should consider having the extender GU.
Undocking.
Is it really worthwhile? Which one is it that you're using? What were the benefits of that one? Oh, I have another thing that I did on these characters and I still have to show you. My goodness. We've had a lot of progress on these characters over the last couple weeks because of this event, and I'm really happy.
We're being warp scrambled. We're under attack.
God, if only I could take these into DR5. That would be hilarious, taking these into Dormant Realm 5. If not active, plus 30% HP bonus, but minus 30% activation. That's not bad. That's actually a pretty good one. I think I need to go one more cycle. Alright, we're gonna fight this wave.
We're under attack.
Yes. We definitely need to look into the shield recharge skill as well. There's so much that we can do for our character itself to help us. I think it is. I think any amount of shield recharge on a ship like the Rattlesnake, where it's almost reliant upon that recharge to keep it alive, it's worthwhile. Same thing with something like the Wyvern. 5% shield recharge on a Wyvern is like multiple hundreds of HP per second. Especially when you set it up like full tank with full shield. You can find that it's quite impressive on much larger ships as well. I don't think it's so good on the smaller ships. I mean, you're talking about maybe 1 or 2 HP a second that you're getting there. But things like the Rattlesnake might be getting like 15, 20, maybe 30 out of that 5% faster recharge. Yeah, at the moment it's pretty expensive. You would be more liable to get it from the Interstellar Bazaar General Unit Opt box. I don't think there's any other reason, any other thing you would try to get it from, unless you would get like really lucky from that op box, or really lucky to find someone who's selling it at a much lower cost. But really, your only realistic option is to get it from the General Unit Opt box. that comes around during interstellar bazaars.
We're under attack. We're under attack.
If you've got like 22 billion to spend on it, maybe. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, that was a pretty
We're
good
under
deal.
attack.
That was hard to pass up for me as well, but I figured I'm gonna get a much better chance during an interstellar bazaar to get a better deal, or just to use my Concord points and roll for Tesseract cores anyway.
We're under attack.
I think the only reason I didn't choose to pick it up is because you can get them from the Interstellar Bazaar or the Concord points, and Concord points are free other than your time. Yeah, and like you said, there are boxes there that you can get like 800.
We're under attack. We're under attack. We're under attack.
Yeah, there's just a lot better deals than what they
We're
offered.
under attack.
I think it was pretty good, but it could have been a lot better.
We're under attack. We're under attack.
I mean, every anniversary has been a little disappointing, but I actually really like this
We're
one
under
for the
attack.
faction warfare stuff. It's just not done to the point where everyone would like it. I do wish they made more missions spawn within the same system. And I think that alone would fix the disappointment for the faction warfare and the
Docking
things.
request accepted.
All they have to do is just make these missions appear within the same system, and you're golden. It can still be low sec. Alright. Let us see what we got. So we had a few runs today. We did not quite break the sub 8 minute, but we're getting there. The more skills I get, the better ship I have, the lower that time is gonna go. Yeah, I really like the idea of the co-star deal. I just don't think the rewards were what people wanted. For example, if they had put a capital nanocore under that, or actually I think they did. I think they did put the capital nanocore in there. Anyway. And that was on, like, the first day. You would have seen so many people dump everything into that to get all of those, rewards. If they thought there was going to be that good of a reward. I like it, though. Overall, I would say this anniversary has been better than some of the earlier anniversaries. There was one major bug, which kind of messed with a lot of people, so that's a downside. What's this? Ooh, that's a good deal. See, that... If this was available on day one, imagine how many people would actually get it. If that was the opening reward. I mean, even these could have been really good. I probably actually need to pick these up on my main. I would need to get 3 of these boxes. What is that? 600 times 3, 18? 1800? Yeah, that's a little expensive, but that would certainly help the Shanghai. That'd be a lot better for the Shanghai than what I've got. But I'm not using the Shanghai in Dormant Realm, so it doesn't matter. I don't know. It's just... And those are lightweight ships, not fighters, I realized. No, those should be fighters. Yeah, those are fighters. Anyway. And we've collected our boxes. I'm hoping we start to see some of the better implants, or the general units from this. Ooh. Well, we got the high power coil implant. I already see that down there. That's actually a good price on that. Alright, pretty good there. A level 5 sensor dampening. Maybe not the greatest option. We got the experimental high power coil. Not really gonna use it, but I will install it. Okay, not bad, not great. Alright, we're gonna get started with this. We've got 156 million from that. 32 million from that. It's a little low. What is it actually going for? 130? I could probably get like 120 out of that. That seems a little low as well. 156. 121. 121's not terrible compared to 156. Alright, that is what we had here. I don't really see anything else that might be of value. Maybe one of these. Alright. Let's go ahead and use this experimental high power coil. We're not going to actually use it. Because we need to swap back to aerospace. And we are going to level up our tactical defense implant some more. Having these depth compilers is super useful. Genesis. 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 Alright, we gained one extra level out of that. So we gained point 0.04% extra shield from equipping that high power coil. And what I should do is take the crawlers that I can't use on anything else and upgrade it. Get a little bit more out of it. Alright, so now we're at 2.60 compared to 2.44. That's awesome. Alright, I am very happy with our progress today. We did very well. Thank you, Jenner, for helping get that almost sub 8-minute run. And then I also wanted to show off the next thing that I did on this character. We upgraded our planetary skills, so now we have 4 planets, all mining heavy water. I'm gonna let them go another day here. But there we have it. That's our last major upgrade on these characters for now. Otherwise, we'll be upgrading the implants, upgrading the nanocore pretty soon, I hope. I'm wondering if I should really wait for the Cobra first before we start upgrading the nanocore. We at least should try to get ourselves into a gold upgrade, if I remember correctly. Or are we? We're already gold, so... At this point, we're just looking for materials for our gold implant and the right shield amount roll. I'd like to have that 8.29% at least. And then we can try to get, on the... Yeah, we already have the drone damage and we already have the Star Melody activation, so we're actually pretty good. That is alright. And so we started today, we were looking at, I think it was 209,000. Now we're up to 214 and 216 and 215 because of our implant upgrades. That's a big deal. But without further ado, thank you all so much for joining me today. Hopefully I showed off our implant upgrades pretty well, and some of the time differences that we've had over our runs. And we'll keep going. I can only thank you guys a whole lot for all of your support. We're just over 200 subscribers on the YouTube, and I never thought I'd even have 2. So you guys have thoroughly surprised me on what you like. Thank you all so much, and have a great day. Take care, and be safe.